WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have something from Cotswolds. I'm in England, not Scotland. This is the Sherry Cask, outstanding natural spirits, single malt whiskey, established 2014. So this is Whiskybase number 167449. This cost me €61.90, 57.4% ABV, 9,900 bottles, and it was matured in American and Spanish oak hogsheads and butts. And it was matured using, or finished using, sherry cask, which means in this case dry Oloroso and sweet Pedro Jimenez. Now, by the way, Oloroso is always dry. That's the definition of the whiskey. There is no sugar in it, between 0 and 5 grams per liter max. Sweet is the definition of Pedro Jimenez. Pedro Jimenez has somewhere between 400 to 600 to 800 grams, which is amazing, of sugar per liter, because they actually take the grapes, dry them into raisins, and then they ferment and they distill that sweetness. So therefore, to say it's a dry Oloroso, that's the definition. It's like saying sweet Coca-Cola. Okay, good. There's diet and so on. All right, you get what I'm going at. Now, if I'm in the mood for ranting, I'm going to rant about one other thing. I do like the color. I don't know why purple is sherry, but that's okay. But it says here, natural color, natural non-chilled filtered, excellent. But then it says, we source the finest casks from around the world for our whiskeys, including first fill bourbon barrels from Kentucky. I don't even know if there's any first fill in here. Wine barrels from France and Portugal, definitely not in this bottle. And sherry casks from Spain. All barrels are used for full term maturation, not cask finishing. We use our barrels only once. Interesting information. Now, unfortunately, I could maybe misunderstand that by thinking that your whiskey, this whiskey has maybe port or maybe has something from France on wine casks in there. If you have a bottle and you have an extra box for this, try to put the information, please, Cotswolds. Maybe I'm just me being oversensitive. Put the information on there regarding this bottle and not regarding thing, or our distillery only uses, and so on. You could have done that a tiny little bit more, at least. Well, I'm picking and ranting and so on, but a little bit more precise. Good. I do like the distillery. I have tried a few things. One of my favorite editions is the Cotswolds Founders Editions with 60.9 or 60.9%. The founder, Daniel Cezor. Sorry if I got your name wrong. I think what he did was very, very good. He's native New York, but made his money and his fortune as a banker in London. And he basically retired up in Cotswolds. Cotswolds is one of those regions of England, just like the Lake District and so on. Just a vacation area. Very, very nice area. Green hills, forests, so on. And he built basically a distillery on his property. Got good people to help him, Dr. Jim Swan and so on, therefore STR casks and they did a good thing. They started September 2014, yay. Now what I have is a €62 product, which has a no age statement. So my question of the day is, I'm going to go for $75. I'm going to go for 60 pounds. I'm going to go for €65. I might have got my exchange rates wrong there. Who knows? But what whiskey can you recommend for that price that is a sherry whiskey? All right. So this, according to the box, we only use the cask once. We do not have any finishes. It's all full maturation. So this is fully matured either in a American or Spanish oak, which was a hogshead, or a butt, which either had Oloroso or Pedro Jimenez in it. Whew. All those choices. But what whiskey would you recommend for €65, 60 pounds, or $80 instead of this? If you can find, I can find Ediladawa Candlonian. Yes, exactly. I can find Glenarchy 15. I can find, on a good day, maybe also Glendronach 15, the old version. I can find, what else can I find? I can find Tamdhu 15, maybe actually for that price. And a couple other good whiskeys at that price. No, they're not at 57.4%. You're right. But still, that's the question here. All right, very, very good. 9,900 bottles worldwide. Have you seen anything from Cotswolds in your place? I only talk about whiskey, not gin, not vodka, anything else. WhiskyJason, not SpiritsJason. So on the nose, the first thing I got was something weird. I got a herbal moment, and then I decided to pull up my bottle here, and I got a similar herbal moment, which tells me that maybe the base spirit is a little bit of an herbal moment. Um, it's very difficult to describe this because it's something like a wild garlic moment. It's not garlic, but it has that almost a little bit like parsley, garlic, wild garlic, something like that. A little bit of of some herbs in there. It's not wrong. It's not bad. It's absolutely just a little different. And then on top of that, I get a little bit of that goo from the Pedro Jimenez from the PX. So my question is, how much Pedro Jimenez do you need to actually overpower an Oloroso? I'm going to think between 20 and 30%. So I put 20% Pedro Jimenez and 80% Oloroso. I still get Pedro Jimenez. Or maybe even I might need 30. I don't think 50-50. I think Pedro Jimenez is much stronger and it would actually beat him to death. Just like Superman versus Batman, all right? Yeah, Batman has almost a chance, but Superman's always going to win. Personal opinion. Sorry. Just like it is with whiskeys all the time. Ooh, I started a debate now, didn't I? I do get a lot of raisins. I don't get much of that Oloroso dryness. I don't get a lot of that going on there, but I do get a tiny, tiny little bit of something, a little dark chocolate, maybe a little bit of Spanish oak in there. I do get some vanilla, like, but don't love. Over here, my Founder's Choice, I get much more of a caramel. This is a STR cask. I'm saying this right, aren't I? A cask drink, da 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 da. No, it's red wine. Ooh, okay, it is red wine. Okay. It's shaved, toasted, and recharred STR American oak red wine cask. Exactly. And Dr. Jim Swan created these. I love good STR cask finish. So, or STR cask maturation. Not finishing Sierra Cotswolds maturation, so they do maybe age a little bit quicker, and they're maybe a little bit more overpowering with their tastes. If you finish for if you finish, you can actually have it in American oak for 6 years, and then you finish only maybe for 18 months, and you get enough of that taste without overpowering the whiskey itself. I think that could be a problem if they really decide to, at Cotswolds, only do full maturation the entire time. Or they might have to add a few bourbon casks every once in a while to the mix, which would not be bad either. Cheers. It's a very, very interesting, spicy, herbal note here. Cheers. It is 57.4%. I had the 60.9% before I did my German video, and it's smooth as a 50% whiskey. This 57.4 kicks you a little bit in the butt. At least kicks me in the butt. Now the alcohol dissipates. You get a raisiny sweetness, gooiness almost from the Pedro Jimenez. The other sherry, the vanilla is there, but it just carries on a little bit. This is a whiskey I like, but I don't love. Now, what really, really freaked me out was I put whiskey in my water. I put water in my whiskey. I tried to dilute it down to like 48%. And then, first of all, the nose changed. It got a little bit of plastic, a little bit of Play-Doh moment in there. I got a high-pitched grape jelly moment. And I even got a tiny little bit of and this is the herbal goodness or the herbalness that's coming through. This is you're in a Catholic church and they have that the holy water. It's myrrh, I think is what it's called. So I'm going to ask my dictionary here. I know the German word, but I don't know the English word, and that's very, 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 very embarrassing. That is incense, frankincense. Incense, it's the frankincense that I'm getting here. Very seldom have I gotten that frankincense in any of these whiskeys before. All right, cheers. It does change a lot. The alcohol dissipates. The alcohol becomes more of a moment of goodness, but there's that weirdness going on there as well. This is not what I expected from my sherry cask Cotswolds, to be honest. This is a solid C. This is good. This is interesting. Without if you're not too sensitive to alcohol, maybe even a C plus going on there without the water. Uniqueness. I'm thinking about uniqueness more and more. So as I mentioned, all my other whiskeys that I can recommend at 60 some euros or below are standard 48%. Nothing is of the 57%. What whiskey do you know of that's sherry? No age statement, sorry. 57.4% at 60 some euros. That is kind of okay. I'm going to give it a C as well for the price for money. I do like it. It's just not wow in my wheelhouse. So wait for it. Cleanse the palate. If you can find the Founder's Choice somewhere, buy it. At least if you like my palate and you have a very similar palate to what I have. I adore this whiskey. I think this is one of the best, if not the best, expressions I have ever had from Cotswolds in my life. 60.9%. Yes, there's a little bit of alcohol, but yes, those STR casks just turned this into a majestic whiskey, in my opinion. I really, really, really like this. Okay, C whiskey, value for money, C minus, who knows. But this is, it's my second bottle at least, if not the third. I shared them a lot because I keep on raving about how good it is and people get samples and so on. This is really, really good stuff. If I ever make it to England one day, I'm going to be in Scotland and Ireland first, but if I make it to England, up in the Cotswolds area, I'd love to go visit the distillery, talk to the people, find out more about the products. They do have a peated whiskey as well, which came out, I think, a year and a half ago. So there's a lot of products that are going on there. Good stuff, good people, good products, and actually a great story. All the best to you. What is your personal opinion about cherry whiskeys at that price, under 65 euros, under $80? And what other whiskeys can you recommend that are sherry matured at cask strength, basically 57.4%, and at a good price? Thank you. Like, subscribe, tell others, and don't forget to share. All the best. See you soon. Whiskey Jason. Bye-bye.